What's going on, YouTube? It's your boy TouchTone DSG. I'm back. Got another video for y'all, man. This one's kind of cool because I'm gonna be directly comparing software and hardware. And if you want to know what I'm talking about the SSL Fusion hardware piece versus the new plugins that they came out with, SSL, their plugins of the Fusion. Now, it is worthy to note that it's not the whole Fusion. We have the vintage drive and we also got the stereo imager. There's some slight differences between the two. I think the plugin gives you more versatility. I've already been listening to both of these. I don't want to spoil it right now, but it's pretty good. So let's hop into it. But before we do that, make sure you smash the like button, turn on those notifications, and sub to the channel. My channel's been growing a lot recently, but when I look at the numbers, there's more people watching and subscribing. So if you could, please subscribe. I'm just trying to grow my channel, do my part on the producer community, engineer community. Also, it's all the same. Producers are engineers now, so that's another topic for another day. But let's get into the video. So on the second setup here, so I'm having 3 camera angles, myself, the screen, and then the actual hardware. Now with the hardware, I'm filming that with my iPhone 12 Pro. I think it's a 12 Pro, they all the same, you know it. But I'm filming that with my phone, so if there's a dip off in quality, I apologize. I'm thinking about maybe getting a second camera to start showing you guys some more hardware. But let's get into this. All right, so as you see here, we have a synth track. And I have it soloed, and this is what it sounds like without the drive on. So this is the drive, but I'm going to bypass it. So here we go. So I know that sounded weird. I just realized that. So I'll actually play the whole track for you, just so you can get a vibe for what it's supposed to sound like. So once again, this is going to be with the Fusion drive off. It is not my typical track that I make, but I just wanted to make something different, push my creativity. So just check it out. Here we go. Cool. So you got a feel for what it's supposed to sound like. I'm thinking about releasing that on Spotify, man. Y'all let me know in the comments below. Would you rock with that? Would y'all listen to that on Spotify? I know it's different, but hey, whatever. Let's do it. All right, so here we have that synth again, and I have the vintage drive on it. So let's hear how it sounds with the vintage drive off and on. If you are listening on your phone, you might want to get some headphones or a good pair of studio monitors. Not like you can just go grab them, but if you're in a studio, you know what I mean. But yeah, let's go. Vintage drive incoming. So noteworthy, when you see the sound up here at the top here, this little window, the harder you push it, it's going to start flickering. And once it starts getting red, of course you're getting into distortion area. But I'm gonna push these just so you can hear them. The cool thing about the plugins that I like versus the hardware is that you have an auto gain feature over here, so we can push these quite a bit but still keep our level. So check it out. That's sweet. Let's hear it in track. See that red right there? We're pushing it. Let's demo it. That is sweet. That is sweet. So that is pretty freaking sweet to me. Once again, you got to be on some monitors to hear it. Side note, I did push it, but just remember, if you can push something hard enough to where it's very audible in the mix, you're probably doing too much. It's all about the subtleties, because the subtleties add up. Remember that. All right, so that's kind of cool. But in that same token, let's hear the hardware. So this is going to be kind of a weird setup. You're going to see my hand moving in and out of the camera. It is my phone once again, but who cares what it looks like? I just want to show you guys what it hears like. I just want to show you guys what it sounds like. That's better. All right, so the way I'm running my actual hardware in my studio is through a digital patch bay. It's made by a company called Flock Audio. It's the Patch XLT or XL, or the LT, I'm sorry. It is the Patch LT, and it's pretty cool. So I'm gonna bring that software up on the screen here, because it is software. It's pretty dope. So this right here is the patch, and as you see, I got everything that I'm running here, my ins and outs from my hardware and whatnot. As you see, I do have the Fusion left and right here on a stereo channel. So this is the software that I have, and I'm gonna make this software active through a plugin in Ableton that will actively let me choose my hardware. So I'm gonna go to this tab up here, which I have called Outboard Gear. I'm gonna select the Patch LT. All right, so there it is. That's the patch. That's my default setting right there. So I'm gonna activate this, which we did. And now I'm going to hit play and make sure that we're getting level to the SSL Fusion here. So let's check it out. All right, so we're getting level. Here comes the weird part. I'm going to try to match the settings that I put on this guy here, and let's hear the difference. I'm gonna switch back between the hardware and the software, and we're gonna hear the difference to see what you guys like better. One thing the hardware does not have is the auto gain feature, so I will be messing with the input and the output to try to level match that, so keep that in mind. All right, so I can tell you what I think I hear. I feel like the Fusion hardware has more headroom, and it's a little bit more open, especially on the top end, but I'll let you be the judge. I'm gonna A/B these two, so let's do it. First up, the plugin. Yeah, I think the hardware has more headroom, and also it adds a little bit more dimension, especially front to back and a little bit on the sides. That's just what I hear. If you hear something different, that's cool. Let me know in the comments below. My ears are probably different from yours, so let's have a discussion about it. Now, let's hear this in the mix with everything else to see if it's a little bit more audible. All right, first up, plugin. That's kind of close. Hearing it in the mix instead of solo, I felt like the plugin is really close to the hardware. And that's the thing about it. I don't think it's going to be spot on to the hardware, but I think it will be at least 85, maybe 80% of what it is. And the price of what it comes in at versus the hardware, you really can't beat that. So in all honesty, in my opinion, I don't think if you get the software version, you can expect it to be totally like the hardware. It's going to be close, but it's going to be something different. So if you're okay with that, I think it's great. The plugin itself, the vintage drive, is $150 right now. I don't know how long that's going to last, if that's like some introductory price, or you can get it in the SSL native bundle, which is maybe like 15 bucks a month, I think it is. So be totally up to you how you want to do it. They do have other great plugins, which I highly recommend. You guys know I just did a review on the UC1 and the UFA. I'll link that here so you guys can check that out. And the plugins, you already know how I feel about that if you've seen that video. So let's move on to a different instrument. All right, so on this one we have some pads. And with the pads, I like to create a sense of wideness. SSL also modeled another piece of the Fusion, the stereo imager. So if you look here, this is the stereo imager. This is everything they have here. The difference between this stereo imager and the one that is the actual hardware is you have a shuffle mode. And you can basically, not shuffle mode, but you can shuffle your frequencies. I should say on the vintage drive, they do have an eco button in the bottom right. You can turn that on, and what that does, that'll allow you to record into it. Personally, I wouldn't probably do that, but maybe that's something you want to try. So here on the stereo imager, it's just like what it says. It's going to widen your stereo image. So here are some pads. Nothing crazy. So once again, let's have this shoot out. First up, plugin. So they got a solo side button here to where you can hear exactly what's going on the sides. I think that's dope. The hardware doesn't have this. Now I'm pushing it here for effect just so you can hear it. Okay, cool. Let's hear how that sounds in the mix. I'm gonna take it off. Yeah, that's nice, man. That sounds really good. So let's try the actual hardware itself. So we're gonna turn this guy off and then come to the patch here and let's get it going. All right, so there you have that. You've seen that. So let's hear it in the track. Alright, so that was that. I hope you guys could hear it. I'm trying my best with this test here. I'm sorry if it's like a little bit all over the place. So what I would like to do now is do the shootout back and forth between these two. Let's hear it. to me, that test is closer than the first one. I can't really tell you a difference if it was a blind test, like which one is which, in my opinion. If you're hearing something different, let me know in the comments below. But in my opinion, that was closer than the first one and worth the price that they want. Because I think the Fusion, as it sits right now, is like $2,700, and these plugins both are $150 a piece. And if you add another third plugin in the bundle right now, it gets cheaper. So to me, that's another win for the plugins. I love the hardware because you do have the compressor and you have the Violet EQ on there, which these do not have. But that, to me, that's another win for the SSL plugins. I did not expect this. So yeah, definitely, I'm hearing what I'm hearing, but I don't know. What are you guys hearing? Let me know in the comments below. I think that the software is really good, especially because it's very, very close. But the headroom, when it gets to the headroom part, it's not even a close thing. So if you wanted to, you could really push the hardware and get that overly saturated sound of the SSL Fusion, and we're not even using all the parts on it. So that's a win for that. But what I do like about the software is that it's close, very close. But it's different. It's a good different also, and that you can use it in multiple instances on different tracks, and you could probably get some really cool sounds. I've tried using a Fusion on multiple tracks, but I have to print and bring it back in, so you know how that is. But yeah, let me know in the comments below what y'all think, man. So this test was a lot closer than I thought it would be, a lot more entertaining than what I thought it'd be, but I did find out something cool about the hardware versus the software though. So that's gonna wrap it up for this video. I think the plugins are kind of a no-brainer at this point. If you don't have them, go ahead and get them. They could really add some cool tones to your overall music compositions and your engineering. We didn't really even get the vocals. I've heard these on vocals and they sound great. Maybe I might do that in another video. So I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Thanks again for all the support, guys. I do appreciate you. Make sure to hit that like, subscribe button. Also the notifications, because as of late, I've been growing like crazy. I'm going to continue to put out some very high quality videos, because that's what I pride myself on, is quality, and try to bring the best information I can to you guys. Also, once again, I appreciate everyone that continues to support my music. Definitely on Spotify. I'm gonna leave that here. You guys check out the link. I just appreciate everyone. I'm so grateful. You have no idea. But guys, until next time, peace.